of the protagonists. First, from your TNT Tropang 5G. Starting at guard from Naga City, number 1, Simon and Ciso. The other guard from Dumaguete, number 8, Calvin of Tana. At center from Cebu, number 21, Kelly Williams. And forward from Cagayan de Oro, number 12, Glenn Cobuntin. And also at forward from Talisay, Cebu, number 16, R.R. Pogoy. Head coach of TNT is Chuck Reyes. And now let's meet the starting five of your San Miguel Beermen. Starting at guard from Iban, Batangas, number 33, Wami Tiongson. Also at guard from Bautista, Pangasinan, number 77, CJ Perez. And forward from Tabaco Albay, number 91, Rodney Brondial. Also at forward from Ilocos Sur, number 13, Marcio Lassiter. And at center from Pinamungaan, Cebu, number 15, Junmar Fajardo. Head coach of the Beermen is Leo Austria. Game officials are not
It's misery meets momentum, but the question is who will be miserable at the end of this game. Let's take a look starting five here for Tropang 5G. Many happy returns to Simon Enciso playing against his old squad. And of course, for the San Miguel Beermen, we got to watch out for Junmar Fajardo, always bannering in the middle here for San Miguel. CJ Perez also en route to what is another impressive conference for him. Let's take a look at the game officials here. Noel Kinigain will lead the group alongside Romel Gruta, Brian Paclaro, and Kenny Halig. San Miguel Beermen against the Tropang 5G here in the United Center in Antipolo. TNT still winless, looking for their first dub, and it's gonna have to come against the San Miguel Beermen if they want to get it tonight. Hello, Juan Paulo Del Rosario, alongside Coach Eric Altemarano. It is Bea Escudero joining us on the sidelines, and that is a great start here for the Tropang 5G. And what we saw there, Coach, is that their 5, which is Kelly Williams, small ball 5, stretching the floor, forcing Junmar away from the paint.
Yeah, it would be very good for TNT if Kelly makes his outside shot to force Junmar to come out of the paint.
Wami Chongson could not answer with 3 of his own as Calvin of Tana takes it the other way. Coach, we always talk about the size of the San Miguel Beermen, and right now we have to also consider the lack of size for the Tropang 5G. If you are TNT, how do you find a way to bridge that gap?
Well, for sure they need to make their 3-point shots as well as be able to score in transition.
Short shot clock, Simon Ciso sees it. Offensive rebound, not there for Glenn Cobuntin as CJ Perez takes it the other way. I mentioned a while ago CJ Perez having a great conference, and one of the things that really impresses us, Coach, is the fact that he moves the ball a lot better as Marshall Lassiter gets a 3 ball.
That time TNT tried to blitz that pick and roll, and they paid for it with a 3-pointer by Lassiter.
Glenn Cobuntin, Rodney Brondiel right there. Calvin of Tana has it in the corner against Marshall Lassiter. He's blitzed as well. They got the ball away from him, and Kelly Williams can't make it 2 for 2 from beyond the arc, but then R.R. Pogoy, right place, right time.
So far, so good for TNT. The last few games, TNT has started very slow, but right now, they're very sharp so far in the first 2 minutes of this quarter.
On the San Miguel Beermen, dump it down to Junmar Fajardo. It's 1-on-1 against Kelly Williams. Kelly has old man strength, shown a double. Oh, what good footwork from Junmar.
Oh yes, the double team came from the other side, and Junmar was able to score from the baseline side.
You know, Kelly Williams, you have to give him credit because he did not budge. It was just the footwork of Junmar Fajardo that got away. Here's Kelly. Hand off to R.R. Pogoy. Pogoy with Abay in front of him. Tossing that to Simon Enciso. Calvin of Tana in the corner. Short shot clock. Step back 3.
There you go.
It. That 3 ball has to be consistent for TNT in this game, Coach.
Yep. Those they need to be able to stretch the defense so that they can compensate for their lack of height.
Wami Chongson. Now to Marshall. Marshall has 1-3. Can't make it 2. Here's Simon Enciso now. On the pace, then Cobuntin. Another bomb from beyond the arc is good.
A barrage of threes here coming from TNT. So far, they're up by 6 points.
Much needed so far. The 3-ball working very well here for Coach Chot Reyes' boys, and that is a welcome thing because they are middle of the league here in terms of three-point shooting. They're shooting at 31% from beyond the arc. Here's Junmar to Marsho. Marsho settles for the 2. Great defense from Calvin Octana, and that'll be a loose ball foul against Junmar Fajardo. Or rather,
Brondial.
Rodney Brondial.
Oh, Junmar.
Junmar.
Yep, Junmar.
Let's take a look at that again, Coach. That step back 3 from Calvin Octana. This is a team that shoots 31% from beyond the arc. And San Miguel are actually the second best three-point shooting team in this league.
Oh, yes.
With 36%. But of course, let's see what magic they can come up with here. Talking about TNT. Kelly Williams. Working against Junmar. He may have that size, that speed advantage, rather.
Yep.
And that handle advantage. But then just caught underneath the rim as CJ Perez goes strong inside. And that was a loose ball foul against Glenn Cobuntin. But what's interesting was, that was actually a pass off the backboard. That was not a shot from CJ Perez.
Yeah. Count that as an assist if it had gotten in.
I don't think the statisticians would, though. But it really felt that he knocked that pass off the backboard. Now that's a shot, and that's good from CJ.
Oh, that's very hard to stop. That pull-up jumper there by CJ Perez.
Here's Glenn Cobuntin. Finding Kelly Williams. Kelly at the elbow. R.R. Pogoy getting away from CJ. Has to terminate, and Kelly Williams can't make it. Can't look, rather, for his second 3. Here's CJ Perez again. Using a pick from Brondial. Tapped away by R.R. Pogoy. Junmar Fajardo keeps it alive. Finds Brondial. Left wide open for 3. Can't claim it. Right now, up and down stuff, but that it feels like this is exactly what TNT wants, Coach.
Yes. So far, they're in control of the pace.
And credit Wami Chongson there. That was actually tough defending.
Yeah.
And Simon Enciso attacking an old friend in Junmar Fajardo.
TNT is doing a good job spacing out the floor, attacking on penetration.
Well, with the current setup right now of this TNT team, as Junmar Fajardo drains it off the glass, boy, the bank is open on a Sunday for Junmar Fajardo. TNT need to move.
Yep.
Here's our Pogoy. Swing that around to the corner. Lenko Buntin. Not that time. Now it's CJ Perez. So Miguel may have dodged the bullet there. That was wide open for Glenn. Oh, it's CJ Perez is on a heater.
CJ Perez attacking on all areas of the floor. Earlier, it was a pull-up jumper. This time, a three-pointer.
About Simon Enciso now. Simon Enciso, sidestep 2, no good. Rodney Brondial with the rebound.
Not sure that's a good shot for Enciso. They could have moved the ball first and moved the defense.
CJ Perez hands it off to Rodney Brondial. Junmar Fajardo deep inside. And that's just great footwork, great strength. That's the weight room for you, Coach.
Definitely, it's hard to stop Junmar underneath the basket. As you can see here in the replay, once he seals dip down, it's so hard to stop him.
Just a little nudge on Kelly Williams, and he was able to find that space between him and Octana. 14-13, San Miguel up. We'll be right back.
How much do we love Pinoy sports? As a fan, we don't just watch the games.
This season for me, and I just owe it all to the work I put in.
We watch every part, every angle, every name. We talk about the plays. Talk about it for days. We witness the big events, the thrilling moments, and relive the best seconds. We cherish the fears, the tears, at syempre, the cheers. How much do we love Pinoy sports? With all our heart, all-out passion. All the time. All with Pilipinas Live. Ang app natin para sa
Center in Antipolo, the TNT Tropang 5G are still looking for the first win in the conference. And the San Miguel Beermen looking to keep up what was a very good win for them against Barangay Ginebra last time around. Hello, I'm Paulo De Rosario alongside Coach Eric Altamirano. The Escuderos on the sideline for us as we are now in the middle of a 9-2 run in favor of the San Miguel Beermen. Jumar Fajardo and CJ Perez, Coach, they were the proponents of that 9-2 run. As Boy Eram marks his presence in the game with a 2-pointer straight away.
Yeah, very timely timeout for TNT. He was able to stop that run of San Miguel, and hopefully they can make their own run.
Here's CJ Perez, sidestep 3, and he is getting it done from beyond the arc today.
Back-to-back threes there by CJ.
Boy Eram.
Ooh.
Toss it away.
Almost a turnover.
And here's CJ Perez. Oh, he'll try another triple.
Oh,
and CJ Perez is feeling it.
Oh, yes. 3 in a row for CJ.
Well, CJ Perez, he was so confident. Junmar Fajardo was in the paint, and he was like, I can still take this. It's coming in. Glenco Buntin trying to answer back. Can't do so. CJ Perez, Coach, you know, we talk about how Junmar Fajardo is the center of the universe of the San Miguel Beermen offense, but CJ Perez is on a different level at the moment. That time couldn't provide an assist to Wami Chongson.
Oh, yes. He's leading the league in scoring right now, and a good transition basket there by Glenn.
Well, he's leading the lead in scoring for players who've played more than 2 games.
2 games.
Because Jason David did something incredible in his first game for Barangay Ginebra last time around. So we have to add that little asterisk. But here is Junmar Fajardo. Oh, and Junmar Fajardo takes it strong inside.
Wow, yeah, at that time, JP Aram was trying to force Junmar to the baseline, but nobody helped there. Nobody double-teamed him. Miscommunication there from the TNT Tropang 5G.
Well, Glenco Buntin, very physical as a defender, and he made sure that Junmar Fajardo felt that. And Junmar, of course, staying strong, able to get the finish. And here's a luxury here for the San Miguel Beermen as I get to that in just a bit, because I want to tell you about the Pilipinas Live Shorts is here. Catch exclusive bite-sized contents from your favorite sports icons like Manny Gandler, Fifi Sharma, Yana Wong, and more. From hobbies to behind-the-scenes moments, download the Pilipinas Live app and update to the latest version to access Pilipinas Live Shorts for free. Right, so Junmar Fajardo on the floor alongside the Mo Tautua, who is a 5 in other teams. But here, he can play as a 4 or maybe even a small ball 5 in terms of their rotation and defensive schemes.
Yeah, that's what I like about San Miguel. Now you can put them together, and it's a more potent lineup for San Miguel.
It's a huge lineup, Coach. Here's Nambatak, who has entered the game as well. Calvin Oftana. Showing a quick double. Oh, and
wow.
Did he just toss that to himself?
Yeah, he passed that, so he's going to get that assist for himself.
I don't know if that's how they counted, Coach. But either way, great move there from Calvin Oftana. Here's Wami Chongson. Wami pulls up for 2. Hasn't found his rhythm yet. Calvin Oftana with a big rebound. 23-19. Still in favor of San Miguel, though. Here's Calvin. Now Boy. Boy hands it off to Calvin. Stingray Nambata couldn't get the stinger in.
Good setup job there by Oftana. Only Nambata missed that 3-pointer.
CJ Perez on the attack, on the move. Kicks it up to Marshall Lazaro, wide open in the corner, but a rare bad miss there for Marshall. Oh, but CJ Perez is everywhere.
Another 3 for CJ.
Yes! CJ Perez!
Wow.
Showing Marshall how to do it.
Oh, that's the 4th.
Well, when CJ Perez, Coach, is on a different level in terms of scoring, and even Junmar trusted him. Boy, kicks it out to Glenco Buntin. Go Buntin.
Oh, they have to make those shots.
They're getting the open looks that they wanted, just not draining it. And here's CJ Perez, hottest guy on the floor. CJ, another 3.
Not this time.
Short. That's the heat check.
Yeah.
CJ Perez, that is 4 3-pointers made. So you take a look at that again. All the time in the world, he dialed that up. And Junmar was celebrating before that went in. Let's take a look at that again. Wide open, off the effort there of CJ Perez. As CJ has the San Miguel Beermen up 26-19 with 2:52 left here in quarter number 1. So CJ Perez will be hit with a foul, and I believe he'll go to the bench for the moment. But there is a timeout called on the floor. A bit of respite here for the TNT Tropang 5G. We'll be right back. Don't go away.
Yo, umangat pa ang mga bida sa gilas ng ringas, perlas ang silangan, lalong umangas, lalong tumalas ang pinuhunang katas ng pangarap, lagpas sa lapaap, abante, diskarte, di ba?
How much do we love Pinoy sports? As a fan, we don't just watch the games.
This season for me, and I just owe it all to the work I put in.
We watch every part, every angle, every name. We talk about the plays. Talk about it for days. We witness the big events, the thrilling moments, and relive the best seconds. We cherish the fears, the tears, at syempre, the cheers. How much do we love Pinoy sports?
Well, let's take a look at CJ Perez, 23.5 points per game, 52% from the field, and of course 5 rebounds, 4.8 assists, and 2.3 steals. That looks like BPC numbers to me,
yes,
Coach.
yes.
My
I agree.
goodness. Early on in conference.
Early on, yeah.
He has to keep
Too
that
early
up.
to say, but so far so good for CJ Perez.
You know, we were talking about that a bit off the air, Coach, how CJ Perez has been at another level, how CJ Perez has done a lot, and we're going to hear more from Bea Escudero. Bea?
CJ Perez is currently leading the conference in scoring, averaging 23.5 points per game. But even with those impressive numbers, Paolo and Coach E, he admits that a shift in mindset was necessary after their early loss to Magnolia. Well known for his aggressive slashing game, CJ realized that taking things to the next level, he needs to be more consistent from beyond the arc, which we have been seeing in this quarter alone. And just as importantly, getting his teammates more involved in the offense as well. He shared that it all starts with his approach, coming into each game with the intention to stay consistent and composed rather than letting frustration get in the way. Well, especially here in the Philippine Cup, CJ knows just how much the team relies on him, not just to score, but to lead by example on both ends of the floor. Back to you guys.
Thank you so much for that report. That was Bea Escudero. Simon Enciso can answer back with 3 of his own, and I want to piggyback on that point, Coach, because that's exactly what we talked about before we went on the air. In fact, that Bea's support actually validated what we were saying, that it's his ability to get his teammates involved that has been special for the San Miguel Beermen as well.
Yeah, he's actually leading in assists for his team right now with the average of almost close to 5 assists per game.
That's a big basket there for Simon Enciso and the TNT Tropang 5G as they trim the lead down to 4. And, you know, you have to credit TNT as well because there was an offensive explosion from CJ Perez, and they're only down by 4. As Mo Tautua with a little push there on Kelly Williams.
Yeah, as long as TNT locks down on their defense, I mean, they'll be able to at least hold on to San Miguel and not make them get a big lead here early in the first half.
And you know what? We gotta give credit to. We'll give credit to Simon Enciso later on, but let's hear from Bea Escudero first. Bea?
Paolo and Coach E, you can say that Simon Enciso was the spark plug in TNT's previous outing, and tonight he has earned a spot in the starting lineup. Well, as a seasoned veteran who has been traded multiple times, Simon says those experiences have helped him adjust quickly and stay ready whenever his number is called. Well, after spending 2 months waiting for an opportunity, he admits he has truly missed being on the floor. But through that challenging stretch, he held on to one reminder: to never lose sight of his abilities. Now facing his former team, Simon is keeping his mindset simple. It's about not proving anything to anyone anymore. It's about playing with heart, bringing his competitive spirit, and of course, doing whatever it can to get TNT their first win. Back to you guys.
Thank you so much for that report. That was Bea Escudero, and it just goes to show you, Simon Enciso, he knows what he can bring to the table, and to be quite honest, Coach, he is such a good signing here for the TNT Tropang 5G based on the early returns in the first few games. As Stingray Nambata can able to get that go. What a rebound from Calvin, and Calvin ties it up at 26-all.
TNT is on a big run here after that timeout, and now they've tied the score to 26 with less than 30 seconds remaining in the quarter.
Here is Chris Ross. Jerko Cruz going inside. A little bump. That push shot. That's actually great defense there from TNT.
He was actually wide open already for the 3, but decided to bring it closer. Though he missed that shot, and it's now, it could be the last possession for TNT in this quarter.
Could be a TNT lead going into the second quarter. And right here, I think it's fair to say, Coach, that they have taken advantage of the non-Junmar and non-CJ
Yes.
Perez minutes.
Yep. Good foul here by San Miguel. They can afford to give up those at least one more foul.
Jello Rozon is set to check in for Poy Aram as they're going to go small here. So don't be surprised if there's going to be a lot of movement in this particular sequence for TNT. And our Pogoy couldn't give them a lead, but we're all knotted up at 26-all. What a quarter here. An explosion from CJ Perez, but a great fight back from TNT. We'll be right back with the second quarter. Don't go away.
Pilipinas Live is the home of Philippine volleyball. Watch your favorite volleyball leagues such as Spikers Turf, Premier Volleyball League, and the UAAP, all in one app. You can watch all these games and more live and on your preferred device. Download Pilipinas Live today from the App Store or Google Play Store and register for free.
One of the key reasons why they lost that one. But here today, Coach, TNT Tropang 5G are shooting at 33.3% from beyond the arc. That's 4 out of 12. Majority, all of them coming from different sources. Simon Enciso, Captain of Tanag, then Cobuntin and Kelly Williams. And on the other end here, if there's an Achilles heel for the San Miguel team, Coach, without Jumar Fajardo and CJ Perez, offensively, they haven't been performing well.
Yeah, but you're right there. I mean, that's the reason why TNT in the last few minutes of that quarter was able to get back here and tie the score.
Here's Jericho Cruz, still nothing there. Mo Tautua, great offensive rebound, a little push, and he is holding on to his right shoulder. Talking about Mo Tautua. And I think that might actually be a foul on Poy Aram.
Yeah. Poy Aram also got hit there.
So it could be Poy Aram getting hit in the funny bone.
Yeah.
Because we saw Mo Tautua wince in pain also.
Yeah.
So let's take a look at that again. Watch that right shoulder of Mo.
Yeah, I think he bit the fake. Oh, yeah.
There, I think on the way down.
Oh, yep. Yeah, that hurts.
Contact. But then either way, Poy Aram's up and about and ready to go. The second season of the UAP Esports returns this May 7 to 16. Watch UAP Esports athletes play NBA 2K, Valorant, and Mobile Legends on the Pilipinas Live app and UAP Varsity channel. Mo Tautua missing the first of 2 free throws. Can't get that one to go. So right now, Coach, after that first quarter, the bench, here's the scoring difference between the starters and the bench scoring of the San Miguel Beermen. 26 points for the San Miguel Beermen starters, 0 points for the bench.
Yep.
So that's the biggest problem right now. As the TNT Tropang 5G have the lead with a 3-pointer courtesy of our Pogoy.
Yeah, one thing TNT is doing right now, or 2 things TNT is doing right now, is their 3 and D. They shoot well from the 3 and they're playing good defense. Let's see if this continues here in the first half.
Here's Chris Ross. Looking for options, Jericho Cruz. He baited the foul, will shoot 2.
Yeah, good fake there by Cruz, and he got Orin up in the air, was able to get that foul, as you can see here in the slow-mo.
All right now, Coach, the question is, can the San Miguel Beermen find scoring from anyone else not named CJ Perez and Junmar Fajardo?
Exactly. And how long will they bring in Junmar and CJ?
Let's take a look at Jericho Cruz. He had a great game against Barangay Ginebra. 11 points and 3 of 5 from beyond the arc. More of that, please, from him off the bench. That's what Coach Leo Austria wants.
I mean, that's one of the reasons why they beat Ginebra with that exceptional three-point shooting coming from the perimeter
Sir.
players.
As he gets 2, and it's just a 1-point lead here for TNT. Brian Heruela. Now Poyera. Stingray ng bata. RR Pogoy. Cahilig right in front of him. RR shoots over him. High looping shot. No good. And it is saved to Andres Cahilig.
Good save there by Cahilig.
Here's Don Troliano. Has yet to get going here. He is also a great scorer. Here he is. Troliano working against Pogoy. Shown a double here. They eliminate. They hand it to Jericho Cruz. Chris Ross has it. Not a lot of spacing here for San Miguel. Don Troliano blocked by Poyera, and we go the other way.
Oh! Aftana traveled there. He was about to pass that ball, but when he saw that his teammate was defended, that caused the turnover. But you can see here that very good wall defense there by TNT, shutting down the shot underneath the basket.
So here's the travel. And to be honest, as a coach, live ball turnovers or dead ball turnovers, right?
Yep.
Nambatak. It's a 3-on-2 break. Brian Heruela finds Nambatak again. TNT looking for something.
There you
and
go.
That's a great finish from Stingray.
Yeah, that would really help get that confidence back to Nambatak. He struggled in the last game.
Here's Chris Ross. Now Motautua on the attack. Going strong. Foul going in and will shoot 2. Let's take a look at this again, Coach, as Ray Nambatak, who really replaced Jason Castro in that finals winning team against Barangay in Never last conference. It felt like he had a coming out party in that particular series. Has yet to really flash his brilliance this conference, but that's what he could do.
Yes, yeah, he's the one that can break the defense with his penetrations and be able to shoot that three-pointer when he's open.
Calling all former PBA players and officials, our reunion won't be complete without you. Save the date. We're inviting you to join us on our PBA at 50 Grand reunion on October 5, 2025. You may call 0968-447-1975, 0968-253-5050, or email us at admin@pba.ph for details. Jericho Cruz on the attack. Sees 2 black shirts, and that was enough to get him to miss. Here's Ray Nambatak.
Anytime now you would see Junmar and CJ coming back
On
in
cue.
the game.
On cue, Coach.
Oh,
Sabay
yes.
sila. Calvin Aftana can't get that to go. TNT with the lead here, 31-28. Jericho Cruz let go of that one.
Yep. Lost handle on that ball.
Right now, Coach, the bench has not come out to play here for the San Miguel Beermen. And right now, Coach Leo Oster calls his 2 biggest numbers, CJ Perez and Junmar Fajardo. So far in this game, CJ Perez with 14 points, Junmar with 9. And the rest of the team, only 5 points to their name.
Yep. And now Coach Chot brings in Kelly. As soon as Junmar comes to the game, here comes Kelly to be able to guard him later on in the post.
All right, 23 points at the moment here for the combined points here of CJ. Oh, and Kelly Williams
On
gets
point.
a 3 ball to go.
Yep.
34-28. Spreading the floor. That's exactly how they got their first basket of the game, actually.
Yep. Attack Junmar. Force him to come out of the paint.
Chris Ross, chief ball handler at the moment. He goes on the attack. Finding Andres Cahilig. He'll try a 3. He can't get it. All of a sudden, the well has run dry here for the San Miguel Beermen. Here's Kelly. Calvin Aftana. And that's going to be a foul on Chris Ross. Just too much on that extension.
Yep. That time, Junmar didn't get that touch on in the post.
Let's take a look at this. Kelly Williams stretching out the defense of Junmar Fajardo. Brian Heruela. Now to Ray Nambatak against Kelly Williams. RR. To Ray Nambatak attacking Chris Rosales. Pogoy. Short shot clock. He's got to go. RR sees it, but RR can't make it.
What a big rebound there by Horuela.
Smallest
Again,
guy on the
CJ
floor.
Perez.
The smallest guy for TNT just charged in for that rebound. Simon and Cecil come in for Ray Nambatak. Simon's had a great game here so far. Simon has 5 points and shooting 50% from beyond the arc at the moment, 1 of 2.
You know what's really going for Simon here is he's very familiar with SMB.
Oh yeah. Short shot clock. Calvin has to go. He sees it, can't make it. Junmar with a rebound. Here's Chris Rosales. Kahilig with the pick. Rosales has Calvin Octana right in front of him. Rosales, CJ Perez, CJ. Junmar Fajardo at the post. Junmar trying to feed CJ. CJ couldn't make it. Brian Heruela now. Kelly Williams. Kelly on the attack. Shoots over Junmar. Misses everything. And we go the other way.
So far, San Miguel has not gotten the ball in the post to Junmar in their last 3 possessions. Let's see if they will do it now.
Don Troliano will check out in favor of Marshall Astor, who has 1 3 in this game so far.
What a luxury for Coach Leo. Taking out Troliano and bringing in Lassiter.
Yeah, you take out Don Troliano and you bring in the PBA all-time leader in three-pointers made.
There you go.
Here's Junmar. Oh, and Simon Enciso with a defensive effort there.
Good help there by Enciso.
Again, Simon Enciso would have been caught in that situation many times in his San Miguel Beermen career, especially during practice.
He can actually anticipate already what San Miguel's going to do. You know, he's played for this team, won 2 championships with them.
Rosales. Picks it out to Junmar Fajardo.
Is he going to shoot it?
Faked everyone out. CJ looking to Marshall. Marshall has 6 seconds to play with. Marshall trying to bully his way inside. One-on-one basketball here. And that is a great defensive possession for TNT.
Yes. Very good defense there. Let's see if they can buy a basket here.
Calvin Octana. Now to Kelly. Kelly's been good from beyond the arc today. And there it is again.
I mean, they will do this all night. You know, force Fajardo to defend them from that area.
The reply not quite there for San Miguel as TNT are feeling it. But here's CJ Perez. And CJ gets an easy 2.
That's a heartbreaker for TNT.
You know, that breaks all the momentum. And Coach Chot Reyes visibly upset. Hard not to see him, Coach. He's wearing very shiny shoes today. Coach Chot. I just noticed just now. Here's Brian Heruela.
Well, I'm not surprised. You know, he's
very fashionable. Coach Chot Reyes. Missed there from Kelly Williams. Here he is going to attack. Simon and Cecil wide open. Simon couldn't make the pay. Oh, but Brian Heruela again with
his
an
second
offensive
rebound. Wow. A way to keep that ball alive. And being active on the board.
Can I just say, Coach, Brian Heruela is making game-winning plays with offensive rebounds like that. As there's a timeout on the floor, 30-37 in favor of TNT. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
You know what I love about Filipinas Live?
Well, the scoring has slowed down here for San Miguel Beermen, but let's take a look at how it started here for CJ Perez in the conference. It was a great game for him last time around against Barangay Ginebra. So take a look at some of his highlights. Coach, sometimes we forget about CJ Perez because Junmar Fajardo's in the team.
Yep.
But then he can do things like that.
Yes. Against Barangay Ginebra, scored 23 points, 11 points in the fourth quarter.
And yeah, for me, Coach, the amazing thing is in conference low niya is a conference high for so many people.
Oo nga eh.
14 points. Here's Brian Heruela. Force that up, and that's going to be a shot clock violation.
Yeah, that was not a good after timeout play for TNT.
Not that time at all, Coach. 5:42 left here in the second quarter. Simon Enciso, there on your screen, playing against his former team, the San Miguel Beermen, for the first time. CJ Perez, now to Chris Rosales. Rosales moving it around. Here's CJ. 10 seconds on the shot clock against his old teammate Simon. And that is just, I was going to say almost good defense, but then that's a foul coming from Simon.
His first foul on TNT.
CJ Perez is going line to shoot two. CJ Perez in this game so far 16 points after a 14-point explosion in the first quarter. But we gotta say, Coach, it was when Junmar Fajardo and CJ Perez went to the bench at the tail end of that first quarter that we really felt TNT come back into it.
Oh,
and
yes.
I believe it was around a 2-minute stretch.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden they were able to catch up.
Yep. So that's the time TNT made that run to be able to tie the score at the end of the first, and that's the 2 minutes in the early part of the second quarter TNT got that lead.
Here's Calvin. Simon Enciso. Back off Tana. Andres Cahilig. One-on-one basketball here. Short shot clock. He's got to go. They go to the Kelly Williams. Wide open for three. Almost a bailout there, Coach.
Again, not much movement there for TNT, and that's not going to help them.
Junmar Fajardo. This is where he operates at the post. Kicks it out to Cahilig. Now Marshall Lassiter. Marshall Lassiter closed down quickly. Cahilig trying to make something out of nothing. That time no good. Here's Brian Heruela. TNT defending this very well so far. Nambata on the attack. Gets 2 and 1.
TNT has been scoring in transition every time they make good stops, and I think that's what Coach Sean wants, no? You know, generate a lot of stops to be able to score in transition.
Take a look at that. Stingray going in and getting a lot of contact, shooting a bonus, as Bea Escudero has more for us. Bea.
Following Coach E, Ray Nambatak has been candid about his early shooting slump this conference after a strong 54% field goal percentage in the previous finals conference to 28.6% now. Ray admits to still polishing his timing and his rhythm. With Jason Castro sideline, Ray has embraced the added responsibility of being the team's lead point guard. As he put it, more than anything, my decision-making needs to be the first priority right now. I need to be a vocal leader on the floor and make myself the last option, which means focusing on getting his teammates involved, especially offensive weapons like Calvin Oftana and RR Pogoy, and doing whatever it takes to get them in rhythm. Back to you guys.
Thanks so much for that report. That was Bea Escudero. And here's Kelly Williams going inside, and nothing there for Kelly. Hard fall from Kelly. It is 5-on-4. Jeron Teng loses it, but Junmar Fajardo catches it, misses from close range. Will try again, and Brian Heruela was all over him. It's a basket and one.
What a great effort there by Junmar, dominating inside, getting a couple of offensive rebounds, and that putback.
Let's take a look at that again. Junmar amongst, well, he's the only tree in that forest, as he is able to really fend off 3 black shirts.
I mean, you have to give credit to Junmar. He put the ball down, but he did not lose it, even though Heruela was trying to get the ball out of his hands.
Bea Escudero has more for us. Bea.
Paolo and Coach E, looking at Junmar Fajardo's numbers in this Philippine Cup conference, it's no surprise that he continues to dominate. But in true Junmar fashion, the humble big man says that it's simply his way of helping the team. He shared that what he appreciates about an all-Filipino conference is that scoring isn't necessarily his top priority, especially in a loaded San Miguel lineup. Instead, it's about contributing in other ways, whether it's crashing the boards or setting up the best possible looks for the Beermen's shooters. And tonight against TNT, he knows intensity will be key, which is why he says the team can count on him to anchor their effort on both ends of the floor to keep their good record going. Back to you guys.
Thanks so much for that report. That was Bea Escobedo. Junmar Fajardo left alone in that defensive sequence, but then there was a slip from Kelly. Here's Marshall on the attack. Marshall taking strong.
Couple of miscues there from TNT, and San Miguel took advantage, and they're only down by 2.
Almost a turnover again. Simon Enciso on the attack, finding Arapogoy, and there's a completed turnover.
TNT needs to settle down and not rush things.
Just take a look at that again. Marshall Lassiter attacking Brian Heruela. You know, we just have to remind people that Marshall Lassiter, as great as he is at shooting the 3-ball, he's also a big guard who's able to muscle his way inside.
Oh yes, definitely. He knows that when you take away his outside shot, his ability to be able to get the ball inside is good. It's as strong as his outside shot.
Junmar Fajardo gets his own miss, and that time loses out to Arapogoy. Junmar frustrated that he was not able to convert, and Arapogoy with the offensive foul.
Good defense there by Jeron Teng.
2-point lead still for TNT. 2:50 left here in the first half. And timeout for the TNT Tropang 5G. Things have started to get a bit wild here at United Center in Antipolo. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
How much do we love Pinoy sports? As a fan, we don't just watch the games.
This season for me, and I just owe it all to the work I put in.
We watch every part, every angle, every name. We talk about the plays. Talk about it for days. We witness the big events, the thrilling moments, and relive the best seconds. We cherish the fears, the tears, at syempre, the cheers. How much do we love Pinoy sports? With all our heart, all-out passion. All the time. All with Pilipinas Live. Ang app natin para sa sports natin.
Welcome back. You're still watching your PBA. This is the Philippine Cup as we take a look at Totoy Bato. Coming soon, mga kapatid. Handa na ba kayo makipagmatikasan? Ngayon, 2025, makikipagmatikasan tayo. Maninindigan tayo gamit ang kanyang kamao at puso. Makikilala na natin si kapatid Prince of Primetime Kiko Estrada bilang Totoy Bato. Simula ngayon, Mayo 5 sa 5 Lunes hanggang Biyernes 10:15 PM sa TV5 at 8 PM sa Sari Sari Channel. Tara na, makipagmatigasan kay Totoy Bato. As we bring you back here to PBA action, here's Jeron Teng finding Junmar Fajardo. CJ Perez on the attack, finding Marshall. Marshall attacking Rey ng Batak. CJ Perez relocates to the corner. That time no good. Junmar Fajardo offensive rebound and will go shoot 2. That's more like it, at least from a movement standpoint.
Yeah. We were talking about that off the air. San Miguel seems to be very, very stagnant in terms of their offense. No movement there, but that last possession showed some semblance of offense.
Here's Junmar Fajardo. Gets the first of 2. Yeah, we were bemoaning the lack of movement because there would be times in the previous possessions that Junmar Fajardo would get the ball. He'd look around, but
everybody
then
was standing around.
Yeah, no one would be moving. Or at least moving in a way that Junmar would actually be able to make a play.
Yes.
And here's Junmar making the 2. And you can consider that a fruitful possession with a ball game now tied at 39. Simon Enciso. Calvin Oftana. Being herded in by Jeron Teng. And touch pass. Too much there for Poy Eram. Trying to look for Reynam Batak.
Yeah, good intention there by Poy Eram, except that it was a wayward pass.
That was a bit wild there.
Yeah. I mean, Nambatak was wide open there.
Good idea. The execution not quite
Yep.
there.
Yep.
Jeron Teng. Now CJ. CJ Perez. Big pick from Junmar. Jeron Teng trying his range. Can't get that to go. Reynam Batak. Here's Poy. Reynam Batak using the pick of Calvin Oftana. They switch defenses here. Wami Chongson couldn't stay in front of Simon Enciso. Great find to Calvin Oftana.
That was a great cut there by Oftana, timing that penetration of Enciso, was able to buy a basket.
I know Enciso's one of their newest players, coach, but then that was run perfectly.
Oh, yes. Let's see now if what they're going to do. There's a quick double team here to Junmar, and they were able to steal that ball.
And that was a perfect execution, coach, in terms of their defensive scheme. Here's Calvin. They go to the corner here to Pogoy. Calvin Oftana up top again. Reynam Batak. Jeron Teng with a little bump. Calvin Oftana gets Jeron up in the air. Oh, step back three. Can't get that to go. CJ. Surveying the floor here. And that will be a white ball. And we're going to breathe for a moment. 30-second timeout called on the floor. 41-39, still in favor of TNT. But coach, you were predicting beforehand that TNT will have a hard time dealing with the size of the San Miguel Beermen. But to their credit, their schemes have been so hard for Junmar Fajardo to handle. As you take a look at some of the highlights here from Kelly Williams, whose main job on offense is to take Junmar away from the paint.
Yes, so far so good for TNT. And like what you said, you know, their defense is on point right now. And I think, you know, if I'm Coach Chot Reyes, or if I can hear Coach Chot Reyes saying to his team, let's win it every quarter. And so far, they've done that. They've tied the score in the first half. And now they're still up by 2 with less than 30 seconds remaining in the game. And hopefully they can win this quarter at the end of the first half.
I want to go back to that report from Bea Escudero a while ago where Coach Sandy told her that they wanted to focus on their defensive identity, talking about the TNT Tropang 5G. And so far, that has been the
good.
case.
Yes.
And you know, Bea Escudero's nodding. Yes, you're listening to my report. Just don't talk about math and you'll be fine.
Yes.
Here's Marshall Lassiter. Marshall. CJ Perez on the attack. No good still. And a chance for TNT to increase their lead going into the halftime break.
Yep. And could be first time in their last the 4 games that they played that they were able to win a quarter. Win
a half at this point.
At least at the first half.
5.2 left here, and we're going to hold on to the air as Coach Chot Reyes will try to draw something up. No more fouls to give here for San Miguel Beermen. As we take a look at the tournament format that we have here, it's so important, Coach, because it's only a single round robin in the elimination.
Yep. Every game counts, and I think also if there's a tie at the 8th spot, there'll be no playoffs. It's going to be determined by quotient.
Yeah, the tiebreakers. And of course, for the TNT Tropang 5G, this format is particularly important to note simply because they are the Grand Slam chasing TNT Tropang 5G. And they have had a nightmare start to this Philippine Cup. And of course, a lot of people have been attributing to the fact that they still haven't adjusted to life without Ronde Hollis Jefferson. But this has shown us that there is still a lot of fight in this TNT team, taking on against the high-flying San Miguel Beermen. Let's see what Coach Chot drew up. 5.2 left here. Kelly Williams up top. Finding Nambatak in the corner.
Yeah.
Oh, and Nambatak drains it.
Great play there by Coach Chot, ending the first half with a three-pointer and having a 4-point lead.
Take a look at that again. Kelly Williams finding Ray Nambatak, who was just a step away from Marsho, able to elevate before he really got there. And that will be good. 44-39. All in favor of TNT Tropang 5G. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
You know what I love about Filipinas Live?
Ball. Watch your favorite volleyball leagues such as Spikers Turf, Premier Volleyball League, and the UAAP. All in one app. You can watch all these games and more live and on your preferred device. Download Pilipinas Live today from the App Store or Google Play Store and register for free.
How much do we love Pinoy sports? As a fan, we don't just watch the games.
This season for me, and I just owe it all to the work I put in.
We watch every part, every angle, every name. We talk about the plays, talk about it for days. We witness the big events, the thrilling moments, and relive the best seconds. We cherish the fears, the tears, at syempre, the cheers. How much do we love Pinoy sports? With all our heart, all-out passion. All the time. All with Pilipinas Live. Ang app natin para sa sports natin.
You know what I love about Filipinas Live?
Pilipinas Live is the home of Philippine volleyball. Watch your favorite volleyball leagues such as Spikers Turf, Premier Volleyball League, and the UAAP. All in one app. You can watch all these games and more live and on your preferred device. Download Pilipinas Live today from the App Store or Google Play Store and register for free.
How much do we love Pinoy sports? As a fan, we don't just watch the games.
This season for me, and I just owe it all to the work I put in.
We watch every part, every angle, every name. We talk about the plays. Talk about it for days. We witness the big events, the thrilling moments, and relive the best seconds. We cherish the fears, the tears, at syempre, the cheers. How much do we love Pinoy sports? With all our heart, all-out passion. All the time. All with Pilipinas Live. Ang app natin para sa sports natin.
You know what I love about
Pilipinas Live is the home of Philippine volleyball. Watch your favorite volleyball leagues such as Spikers Turf, Premier Volleyball League, and the UAAP. All in one app. You can watch all these games and more live and on your preferred device. Download Pilipinas Live today from the App Store or Google Play Store and register for free.
How much do we love Pinoy sports? As a fan, we don't just watch the games.
This season for me, and I just owe it all to the work I put in.
We watch every part, every angle, every name. We talk about the plays. Talk about it for days. We witness the big events, the thrilling moments, and relive the best seconds. We cherish the fears, the tears, at syempre, the cheers. How much do we love Pinoy sports? With all our heart, all-out passion. All the time. All with Pilipinas Live. Ang app natin para sa sports natin.
You know what I love
Pilipinas Live is the home of Philippine volleyball. Watch your favorite volleyball leagues such as Spikers Turf, Premier Volleyball League, and the UAAP, all in one app. You can watch all these games and more live and on your preferred device. Download Pilipinas Live today from the App Store or Google Play Store and register for free.
How much do we love Pinoy sports? As a fan, we don't just watch the games.
This season for me, and I just owe it all to the work I put in.
We watch every part, every angle, every name. We talk about the plays. Talk about it for days. We witness the big events, the thrilling moments, and relive the best seconds. We cherish the fears, the tears, at syempre, the cheers. How much do we love Pinoy sports? With all our heart, all-out passion. All the time. All with Pilipinas Live. Ang app natin para sa sports natin.
You know what I love about Filipinas Live?
Volleyball. Watch your favorite volleyball leagues such as Spikers Turf, Premier Volleyball League, and the UAAP, all in one app. You can watch all these games and more live and on your preferred device. Download Pilipinas Live today from the App Store or Google Play Store and register for free.
More than that. In terms of the assist count, coach, they have a +6 advantage. In terms of the rebounding battle, they have a +5 advantage. As we take a look at the leading scorers here, it is very top-heavy. San Miguel Beermen, CJ Perez and Jumar Parda, coach. But then, apart from that, need more help.
Oh yes, TNT balance scoring. Actually, a lot of players scored for TNT. Compared to San Miguel, only 4 players scored for San Miguel. And that's very uncharacteristic of San Miguel, knowing that they have a deep bench, a lot of people scoring. And talking about Trollano and Tiongson, they're still 0 in this game.
And of course, we talk about their bench, coach, but then they've only scored 2 points in this game so far. Talking about their bench scoring.
Yep.
it's a +7 advantage for the TNT Tropang 5G, who has
That's right.
gone to the bench and done very well in that department. That man on your screen, Junmar Fajardo, the center of the universe of the San Miguel offense, has been getting it done. But as we mentioned a while ago, Coach, needs all the help he can get.
Yeah, of course. San Miguel, we all know they're a second half team. And so we'll see how they respond to the challenge put up by TNT here in the second half.
You know, we were noting a while ago, Coach, that it took a while for the San Miguel Beermen to actually come out to warm up and after the halftime break, which normally is an indication na, aba, maraming sinabi si Coach
Oo
Leo.
nga, mukhang nasabon sila.
So let's see, though, if that would be enough to ignite something special here in the third quarter. The San Miguel Beermen trailing the TNT Tropang 5G 44-39, with TNT still searching and scrounging for their first victory of the conference. San Miguel in their way, and I'm sure if you're Coach Chot Reyes, you are expecting a bit of a storm here.
Oh, definitely.
Against the San Miguel Beermen.
Yeah, definitely. San Miguel, they will not take this, you know, sitting down. I'm sure they're going to have an uprise here in the second half.
Well, let's see if that will be the case. As Wami Chongson initiates, they find Junmar Fajardo straight away, and that's exactly what they wanted to do.
Oh, yes. On point. As you see there, high-low play for San Miguel, giving that ball to Junmar.
And they scored in around 15 seconds in that in this second half. Thank you so much again for joining us on Pilipinas Live and on PBA Rush. Here's Glenn Cobuntin on the attack, driving at Rodney Brondial. Kelly Williams fakes out Junmar. Wide open. Glenn Cobuntin. Smash it free.
Glenn Cobuntin shot 2 air balls in the first half and way to make it up with that 3-pointer.
You know, Glenn Cobuntin will always have a green light to shoot the 3-ball for TNT Tropang 5G, especially after his performance in that championship clinching game against Barangay Ginebra.
Oh, yes. So what a performance there by Glenn Cobuntin in the final. So proud of him.
CJ Perez unable to get that to go. And of course, you're proud of him, Coach. History there. For those who don't know, check Wikipedia. Here's Glenn Cobuntin. Can't make it back-to-back. Sayang, hindi ako nagdilang Angel. Here is Wami Chongson. Junmar Fajardo now at the post against Kelly Williams. Dumping it down to Rodney Brondial.
There you go. That's what Junmar's been waiting for early on in the game. You know, somebody to cut to the basket, break the defense, because TNT was anticipating that attack of Junmar in the post.
47-43, still in favor of the TNT Tropang 5G. Junmar Fajardo scoring one, assisting another. That's where the field goals have come from San Miguel. Kelly Williams running inside, just a bit too strong, maybe looking for a bit of contact. But here we go the other way. CJ Perez working on our Pogoy, driving inside and with an acrobatic finish.
Yeah, that was a good drive there by CJ, using that screen of Junmar on the help person or the help player for TNT.
That's an incredible screen, you know, just Junmar Fajardo size screen. Here's Kelly Williams. Our Pogoy. Simon in season now. A lot of movement here from TNT as Simon drives inside, kicking that out. Then Cobuntin again, that time in and out.
Yep. They're going to continue shooting that to force the defense of San Miguel to spread out.
There's Marshall Lassiter on the attack. Oh, the reverse, not quite there. Here's Kelly. Kelly Williams driving. And gets the basket and one.
Vintage Kelly right there. You know, probing the defense. Saw that opening. And was able to make that shot. As you can see here.
You know,
able to finish it with a foul.
Kelly has been so excellent in his long career. You can actually pick which vintage you want.
Yeah.
Back in the day, I remember Santa Lucia days, that would be an attack at the rim with bad intentions.
And you know, he would be dunking that shot, I'm sure.
He would. But nowadays, it's an athletic lay-in. And just full of control. Kelly Williams, what a disciplined guy. About Kelly. Be able to take care of his body for so long. Marshall gets free. Wide open for three, and that's normally the result.
Yeah, that's a good screen again by Junmar, this time in a ball screen.
It was a +5 advantage for TNT going into the second half. San Miguel are chipping away at it. Calvin. Almost a turnover. And it is going to stay with the black shirts.
Yeah, 6 seconds remaining in the shot clock.
Might be all they need. Talking about TNT. Let's take a look at this again. Big pick here from Junmar. But that's the thing. There has to be a guy on Marshall
Yeah.
in that pick and roll configuration.
Yeah, at that time nobody was guarding Junmar, so nobody had to switch out on the shot of Calvin.
Buntin has not really found its range after draining that first three-pointer a while ago here earlier in the quarter.
1 out of 4 for Glenn so far in the 3 here in the second half.
Wami Chongson, another guy they cannot leave alone. And all of a sudden the lead swings back to the San Miguel Beermen.
That's the first basket for Tiongson here in this game, and what a shot there, a 3-pointer.
Now the question is, if you're TNT, how long do you stay in that zone? They have been abusing that zone.
Yep.
RR. Kick it over to the corner. Glenn Cobuntin. Now to Calvin Oftana. Oftana against Frondial. Short shot clock. He's got to go. Calvin?
Yes.
Dumps to home.
The ability to be able to break that defense, and he's able to beat that shot clock as well with that penetration.
You know, the gift of Calvin Oftana is that he has such a tight handle for someone that size. As Wami Chongson makes it 2 from 2.
Wow, back-to-back threes there by Chongson. You have to really mark this guy, because once he gets it, you know, he's a streak shooter. He'll be able to get a couple of those.
And Ciso. Now to Oftana. Kelly Williams with a pick. Kelly to try another triple. That time off the mark. He has been trying it from beyond the arc to mix results on, but Kelly Williams. Now, the last few baskets of the San Miguel Beermen came from wide open three-pointers. 2 from Wami, 1 from Marshall. That time, quick answer from Kelly Williams, able to get that out of bounds. But then, coach, let's take a look at this again. Wide open. No one there, and he's a known three-point shooter. The possession before that, it was Marshall Lassiter who was wide open for 3. As we take a look at that again from Wami Chongson.
And then you have to give credit to CJ, no, for finding or setting up his teammates on the drive and kicks.
And Ciso, now to Calvin Oftana. Oftana waiting for the pick here from Kelly Williams. Finding Kelly inside, kicking it out. Simon Ciso can't get the 3 ball to go. A bit off balance with that shot.
Yeah, that was short. Two-man game here for San Miguel. Let's see how.
CJ Perez with the drive.
Oh, wow. It was an uncontested layup coming from that ball screen or two-man game.
It was a 5-point lead for TNT going into this one, and San Miguel have changed it. 17-8 is the quarter scoring here so far in favor of the San Miguel Beermen.
Big scoring run here by San Miguel. Let's see if TNT can answer back.
Arpogoy, they needed that basket, couldn't get it to fall. Past the halfway point of this third quarter. I'm sure this is exactly what Coach Leo Austria wanted his team to do after the halftime break. But as I say that, a turnover.
Oh, okay. A turnover, a miscue there by CJ. And
looks like CJ Perez may have gotten a hit on the neck as he was trying to go for that steal and stop the fast break. Of course, not intentional. Calvin Oftana making contact with CJ Perez. There, so the shoulder of Calvin may have made contact with the neck of CJ. So timeout here for San Miguel, 4-point lead. And it's 5:45 left here in the third.
How much do we love Pinoy sports? As a fan, we don't just watch the games.
The season for me, and I just owe it all to the work I put in.
We watch every part, every angle, every name. We talk about the plays. Talk about it for days. We witness the big events, the thrilling moments, and relive the best seconds. We cherish the fears, the tears, at syempre, the cheers. How much do we love Pinoy sports? With all our heart, all out passion. All the time. All with Pilipinas Live. Ang app natin para sa sports natin.
Still watching the 49th season of the PBA Philippine Cup here on PBA Rush and the Pilipinas Live app. According to Coach Peter Martin, although they have noticed TNT doing a good job throwing different schemes to limit the Kraken, the main point of concern at this time are the 5 assists and being out-rebounded by a smaller TNT at the half. Coach Peter expressed that in order to address these things, it will take 3 points. 1, seeing more from the bench. 2nd, better ball movement. And 3rd, making sure that they stay diligent in finding the best man to open to take the shot. Now, over at the TNT Tropang 5G, Coach Sandy Araspachag acknowledged that offensively they must make sure not to get too anxious on the fast break. As he put it, yes, we get the rebound and run, but it's important that we also make the best passes in the process. Now, defensively, there was credit to how TNT was able to limit the Beermen to 32.5% from the field and their effort as well in rebounding. Now, it's all about extending this effort and limiting their turnovers in the last 2 quarters. Gentlemen, back to you.
Thank you so much for that report. That was Bea Escudero. And I was going to say timely timeout there from... Oh,
wow.
And boy, Adam with the block to end that fast break. Timely timeout from Coach Chos Reyes, and back-to-back triples in 2 very fruitful possessions.
What a big turnaround there for a while there. You know, there was a miscue on TNT, but they were able to recover it back with that spectacular block by Aram.
Don't look
that turned
now.
into a 3-pointer for TNT.
And Junmar Fajardo misses on the jumper. That's actually the shot you want to give away to Junmar.
Yep.
And boy, Aram, well, he had a couple of very good blocks here today as Marshall Lassiter able to get that in. That's a foul on the floor, it looks like. So I don't think that will count.
Yep. There's an early foul there on Lassiter.
Let's take a look at this again.
Good timing there by Boy Aram. And on the other end, good transition 3 there by Enciso.
So 2 shots here for Marshall as we take a look at Simon Enciso draining a triple. Looking to tie the ball game here. As we take a look at Super Marshall, 10 points against Barangay Ginebra. He shot perfect from beyond the arc there. And only 17.3 minutes. So, you know, he doesn't necessarily get a lot of minutes compared to, you know, those death 5 days.
Yep.
But he's still able to contribute.
Those
here.
are quality minutes.
Super.
And Jericho Cruz just came in.
Well,
so far, he has not yet been a factor here in the game.
You know, you mentioned it a while ago. At least Bea Escudero mentioned it a while ago that they're looking more from their bench here. So let's see if they'll deliver. So Rain Batak will go to the line to shoot 2. What a fight back from TNT. They scored back-to-back 3-pointers in terms of when they actually shot the ball in the possession. And, you know, a defensive stop on one end, 6-0 run to make it a tight ball game again.
I mean, looking at TNT, this is a completely different game that they're playing compared to their last few games. I mean, they've really held on in terms of their defense, and they've maintained their composure when the other team makes a run.
Again, this is a TNT team that we were all wondering if they had like that championship hangover and adjusting to life without Ronnie Hollis Jefferson. Everyone having to step up just a bit more. Mami Chongson now to Marshall Lassiter. Marshall against Rain Batak. Different scheme this time for TNT on the defensive end. Now playing man-to-man here. Mami Chongson finding a wide open Jericho Cruz. Jericho Cruz in and out. Rain Batak. Wide open Simon Enciso. That's his shot, but missed everything. He'll say that's a pass. It'll be 2 free throws.
Yeah, good offensive rebound there. Being in the right place at the right time of Tana. One of the top rebounders for TNT.
The thing about Calvin Oftana is that he has the size, he has the defensive ability, he's able to shoot the ball well, and Bea Escudero has more for us. Bea.
Paolo and Coach E, despite a 20-point performance against Phoenix, Calvin Oftana admitted to feeling frustrated, not with his teammates, but with himself as he reflects that he hasn't been playing to his full potential this conference. He was also quick to share that the pressure of being part of a back-to-back championship squad, combined with the absence of RHJ, has been mentally challenging and is a situation that has left him feeling a little bit overwhelmed in the process. Well, what has helped him stay grounded is a simple but powerful reminder from his former coach in Dumaguete, Michael Villahermosa, who told him to be humble. Calvin says that advice has helped him realign his focus for tonight, to play his game, trust in the system, and lean on the support of his teammates as he looks to consistently contribute for their first win. Back to you guys.
Thanks so much for that report, Escuderos. Calvin Oftana now has, let me double check that, 16 rebounds and 16 points in this game.
Very impressive numbers. And aside from that, he can also bury a three.
Calvin Oftana has putting TNT on his back. Kelly Williams has contributed to 12, Simon Enciso has 8, Len Cobuntin has 8, Ara Pugoy has 7, and Reynan Batak has 9. But Calvin Oftana is doing so many things, and he has been special today. Oh, and that could be a block there from Calvin as well.
TNT has been showing a lot of double teaming schemes here in this game, and so far it's giving a lot of headaches to Junmar in terms of passing to his teammates.
Take a look at Calvin Oftana driving inside and gets his own miss. That's another rebound.
There you go.
There it is.
Wow. What a big run here by TNT to up that lead to 9 points.
17 rebounds, 21 points.
Wow.
Calvin Oftana isn't done yet. We'll be right back. He does it often. It's Calvin Oftana. Coach, Calvin Oftana has been special here in this game. 19 points already here in this ballgame to go with 17 rebounds and 4 assists. And he's shooting at a high clip here, 61.5% from the field. And I think it's safe to say that Calvin Oftana, he has taken up the cudgels here for Coach Chot Reyes.
Oh yes, he hasn't really scored his normal numbers, into the highs of the 20s. But his rebounding, the other aspects of the game was able to help TNT get this slightly big lead coming here in the almost last 2 minutes of the third quarter.
Well, let's see how San Miguel respond here. Now, just to double check here, so Calvin Oftana averages around 6.3 rebounds per game. We're doing a lot more than that there as Junmar Fajardo turns the lead down to 7. 2 minutes left here in the third quarter. Boy Era. And look who they hand it to. Here's Calvin Oftana. Don Trollano all over him. Putting Don Trollano on his hip.
Oh.
And that time, turnover. Jericho Cruz on the attack, on the move, on the run. Trying to find Rodney Brondial. Couldn't really find that position. Don Trollano closed out by Brian Heruela. Calvin Oftana against Junmar Fajardo. Junmar. Fouled by Calvin on the floor. And there's not much he could do there.
That's a good foul actually by Oftana, preventing an easy basket there by Fajardo.
Oh, you saw there the big boy move from Junmar Fajardo. And that's also the value of Rodney Brondial. He's able to provide size and is actually a very good passer within the system of Coach Leo.
That's right. Let's see what TNT does here.
More traditional here. And double team comes as Kobuntin did enough. Ball bounced off his head and finds Jericho Cruz. Jericho Cruz goes up and will shoot 2.
Oh, that was almost a sure rebound there by TNT.
So here are more free throws coming for the San Miguel Beermen. They have attempted 16 by the end of this set of free throws from Jericho Cruz. On the other end, only 6 free throws attempted by the TNT Tropang 5G. But Coach, I would actually argue the reason why it's so few is because of the way that TNT are playing.
Yes, actually.
They aren't attacking the interior and forcing fouls and going to the line. They're
doing the other way around. No? They're trying to attack from the outside to force San Miguel, especially Fajardo, to come out and challenge them.
So less contact for them. But right now, TNT up by 5. This was the gap at the end of the third quarter, or rather second quarter.
TNT now continues to attack Fajardo on those pick and roll plays. Force him to defend and force a switch.
No Calvin Oftana on the floor, by the way. Our Pogoy almost lost it. 5 seconds to play with. Our loves playing with his back behind the basket. And that time, it will be a foul on the shot.
Let's see if San Miguel calls Coach Leo to challenge this call.
No challenge, I believe. Coach Leo.
Yeah, he's asking Jericho there.
You know, it's what I love about the challenge is that it tests the relationship between players and coaches.
Yes.
Like, do I trust him to be right with his call?
Yeah, that's why Coach Leo was asking Jericho.
Yeah.
You know, what do you think? Do you think we should challenge? And he didn't get a response from Jericho, so never mind.
So never mind, yeah. But that's 2 free throws there made by our Pogoy. And
almost.
Very close there. Good wherewithal there from Chris Rosales. Here's Junmar Fajardo. Rosales against Brian Heruela. He'll use Junmar Fajardo as a pick. Jericho Cruz trying to get a bit of revenge in that last possession. Heruela with the steal. R.R. Pogoy.
We'll wait for everyone. Right. Good decision there by Pogoy. They have
12-second difference between shot and game clock.
Yep.
Here's Nambatak. 10 seconds on the shot clock here. Poyeram with the pick. Ray Nambatak. That's what's different. They're attacking right now, looking for that contact, and they have been making money on the line.
Yeah, plus they're very patient. They're not forcing the issue right away. They're forcing San Miguel to defend them and foul them. And good decisions there so far for TNT.
19 seconds left here in the third. 5 seconds difference between shot and game clock. Ray Nambatak gets the first of 2. Up the lead here to 8. Let's take a look at Ray Nambatak. 12 points against Phoenix, and disappointing shooting night for him though from a percentage standpoint.
Yeah, I felt that he was forcing the issue in that game against Phoenix. But right now he's more relaxed and picking his spots, you know, and letting the game go to him.
Ronnie Brondial, full court press applied by TNT, Tropang 5G. They slow things down here. They're trying to look for Junmar Fajardo, and why not? Here's Poyeram trying to keep him in check. Junmar to Rosales. Rosales, the push shot. Off the mark. Offensive rebound, Ronnie Brondial, and another block by Poyeram to end the quarter. What a fight back from TNT. Halfway through, it looked like San Miguel had all the momentum, but things have changed since then. 71-62, TNT in charge. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
How much do we love Pinoy sports? As a fan, we don't just watch the games.
This season for me, and I just owe it all to the work I put in.
We watch every part, every angle, every name. We talk about the plays, talk about it for days. We witness the big events, the thrilling moments, and relive the best seconds. We cherish the fears, the tears, at syempre, the cheers. How much do we love Pinoy sports? With all our heart, all-out passion. All the time. All with Pilipinas Live. Ang app natin para sa sports natin.
You know what I love about Filipinas Live? I can watch me. Filipinas Live lets me watch in different angles.
Here, fast break points have been a factor with a TNT Tropang 5G running the floor very well. Take a look at that. Plus 13 advantage against the San Miguel Beermen. Now with TNT run, typically has resulted in good things. And it's not just lay-in, it's transition 3 balls falling. As you take a look at the assist count as well. 15 to 10 in favor of TNT Tropang 5G. Indicative of the good ball movement that Coach Chot Reyes has been espousing for this group. And of course, perimeter scoring also a big factor here. Plus 10 advantage for TNT in that department. As we bring you the fourth quarter here from the United Center in Antipolo. And that is going to be a throwaway from the TNT Tropang 5G. But Coach, let's focus on what San Miguel needs to do here. Because it felt like in the first quarter in particular, when they were getting going with CJ and Junmar, they seemed unstoppable.
Oh yeah. Well, obviously, they're not very effective when the ball gets to the post. TNT is doing a good job confusing Junmar on reading the double team, but you know, don't look now. This first 2 minutes of the fourth will be very important because CJ Perez and Junmar Fajardo are not inside.
So let's see how they take advantage. Here's Ryan Heruela. Short shot clock. Pogoy has to go, and Pogoy can't get the shooter's bounce. Coach Chot Reyes nodding because that was probably the best shot available there.
Yep.
Controliano was looking for hopeful contact, not getting it. He'll get his own miss though. Chris Rosales can jack up the 3. Third time's a charm.
Oh,
yes,
there
it
you
is.
go. Jericho Cruz responding to the challenge put up here by TNT.
Reynam Batak got Mo Tautua up, and he's smiling because he's like, yep, you got me. 71-64 in favor of TNT Tropang 5G. It looks like the size advantage of the San Miguel Beermen in this game has come for naught. Small ball has been the rule for the TNT Tropang 5G out of necessity almost. And they are doing very well. Remember, one of their backup bigs in Henny Galanato is out injured. So we were wondering how they would cope with the size of San Miguel, but that hasn't really been a factor.
Oh yeah, exactly. In fact, they're up in terms of rebounding. They're ahead against San Miguel Beer.
That's good there from Reynam Batak. 73-64 still in favor of TNT. And another turnover, and they're running, they're gunning, and RR Pogoy touchdown.
I mean, again, we don't see Junmar inside.
But with CJ Perez there, we're going to expect that he will try to supercharge his offense sooner rather than later.
But Junmar will be coming in now.
Junmar and Wami Chongson, two of the heavier guns here for the San Miguel Beermen, coming right up. Reynam Batak will pull up. Can't get it to go. Ronnie Brondial with the rebound.
They lead us balloon to 11. I think it's the first time that their lead has gone to double figure.
And right now, just holding on to the ball has been an issue here for the San Miguel Beermen.
Yeah,
second chance opportunity here.
The offense has been very dysfunctional at this point.
1-on-1 basketball. Mo Tautua will be fouled by Glenn Cobunti. TNT have been playing well, but the Storms not quite done yet because Junmar Fajardo is on the floor now.
And just as Junmar comes in, Kelly was put back by Coach Chot Reyes.
Of course, Kelly Williams, one of the few people who can slow down Junmar Fajardo as he tries to back down in the post. CJ on the move, on the attack, will go to the line to shoot two. Now, I believe we're going to see more of that, Coach. CJ Perez in particular driving into the lane.
Yep. The only way he can get the space if Junmar is the one setting the ball screen. That way he will not be there. You know, his man will not be there to impede on those drives.
San Miguel struggling with their scoring, Coach. What has gone wrong for them on the offensive end?
Well, they have not been dominating compared to their other games when Junmar gets the ball in the post. And you have to give credit to TNT for being able to stop that attack there in the post.
Two misses there, uncharacteristic from CJ Perez. Here's Brian Heruela. Reynang Batak up top. Glenn Cobuntin will try it, and Cobuntin gonna make it. Junmar Fajardo with a big rebound. Wami Johnson now. Wami. Looking for CJ Perez. CJ will use pick from Frontial. Now Wami Johnson. He needs a three-pointer and he gets it to go.
Much needed three there coming from Tiongson to cut this lead of TNT.
Brian Heruela up top. Kelly. Reynang Batak. Got free. That's a tough shot. Can't get it. Good stop here from San Miguel.
Could have been an extra pass there to Williams.
Now let's see what Calvin Oftana can do when he comes back next.
There you go.
Is CJ Perez going into the attack, and Coach Chot Reyes senses danger. He's who's for 10 are looking for a comeback. We'll be right back. Don't go away.
And a 6-0 run ba yan? 6-0.
You know what I love about
PBA Rush and the Filipinas Live app. Paulo and Coach E, after listening in to the San Miguel huddle, Coach Leo Austria emphasized a couple of key adjustments. Defensively, he reminded his players to stick to their individual assignments. He pointed out that in the third quarter, they were over-helping even when the initial defender had things under control, which is something that he wants cleaned up immediately. Now, on the offensive side, Coach Leo wants to keep TNT's defense off balance. He called for better ball movement, specifically more rotation and cutting when Junmar has the ball to create open looks and force defensive breakdowns. Back to you guys.
True there, 43.8% from the field for the TNT Tropang 5G. As you see the numbers there from Don Troliano. Coach, apart from that, they also shot almost 37% from beyond the arc, talking about the TNT Tropang 5G in the third quarter. And a lot of it is because defensively, they weren't disciplined, talking about San Miguel.
Oh, yes. And also, they're not in the flow. You know, normally they get into the flow and the ball gets inside and then the ball is passed around. And they get their open looks of the three. But this time they can't do that because, you know, they can't. Junmar have a hard time reading those double teams.
Cobuntin, that's a tough look. Marshall Lasser comes away with the rebound. What's the adage, Coach? You can't win a game in the first three quarters.
Exactly.
You need to win it in the fourth.
Right. TNT has to make good stops here.
Junmar barreling his way through, gets the basket and one.
San Miguel doing the right things now, giving that ball to Junmar, and Junmar imposing himself inside to get this lead cut down to 4.
The lead has evaporated to 4. Almost 3 here if Junmar makes this bonus. Jumar Fajardo, coach, that was one of the more forceful points that he's had. 20 points, 12 rebounds, gets that one to go.
An 8-0 run here by San Miguel Beer.
Simon Enciso, what a pick there from Poyeram. Kelly Williams. 8-0 run here for the San Miguel Beermen, for those wondering. Simon Enciso.
There you go.
That was a much-needed basket for the TNT Tropang 5G.
That's a good Spain action play there, run by TNT. But they were forced to rotate out to Octana and got that open drive for Enciso.
Ronnie Brondial couldn't corral the offensive rebound as it falls back to the TNT Tropang 5G.
I wonder why San Miguel is not going to Junmar at this point. He just scored that three-point play earlier on.
Ray Nambata operating the pick and roll. Kelly Williams thought about it, driving past Junmar. Kelly! That's a good stop there from Ronnie Brondial, and that's going to be a blocking foul.
That will be that'll be the fourth team foul for TNT.
Let's take a look at that again, coach. It looks like it was a nice tip there from Ronnie Brondial. Wami Johnson using the pick there with Jumar Fajardo. Wami. Now to CJ. CJ Perez. In and out. And that has been a problem here for the San Miguel Beermen. You mentioned, Coach, that Jumar Fajardo is not getting a lot of touches. The first action they run is a pick and roll with Jumar.
Yes.
But he's not able to really get the ball. Here's Calvin Octana. Finding Poyera. Cue the timeout because TNT have found life yet again. There was an 8-0 run for the San Miguel Beermen, but then TNT have answered. We'll be right back. Don't go away.
Pilipinas Live is the home of Philippine volleyball. Watch your favorite volleyball leagues such as Spikers Turf, Premier Volleyball League, and the UAAP, all in one app. You can watch all these games and more live and on your preferred device. Download Pilipinas Live today from the App Store or Google Play Store and register for free.
Take a look at the numbers here from Poyeram. Not quite the production they needed for him against the Phoenix Fuel Masters. A bit disappointing there, but then he has made a difference here, Coach, especially in the defensive end.
Oh yes, definitely. Maybe he's not scoring that much in the game, or actually this game he's very productive.
4 points, just 4 points, but 3 blocks.
Yeah, but in terms of the defense, it's very, his presence is really being felt here.
Well,
defending Junmar and getting those blocks.
He is plus 23. Coach,
oh, there you go.
Plus minus. How about Boy? They go to the corner here. Kelly Williams can't make Junmar pay that time. Now the question is, what can San Miguel do on the offensive end? Wami Johnson quarterbacking here. They move the ball around. And there, they give it to Junmar Fajardo at the post. Typically, this is where they make their money.
Yep.
A lot of movement though when he gets it. Wami Johnson with 3.
There
yes,
you go.
He gets it.
There you go. Every time the ball gets into Junmar's hand, something good happens. And that time, a three-pointer from Johnson.
Poyera. Hand off to Calvin Octana. Calvin has yet to make noise here. Reynam Bata relocates for 3. Can't get that to go. Jumar Fajardo with a rebound. Just a 4-point game here, Coach. 4:50 left here in the United Center in Antipolo. Just a few days ago, we were at the United Center 2 in Montalban. And this looks like a great one, too. Junmar against Kelly. Wami Chongson. Back to Junmar. Junmar showing off his handle, showing off his footwork. That time, Kelly Williams had enough.
Yep, that time Junmar decided to attack facing the basket instead of bucking it down.
Orinang Batak dictating traffic. Boy Aram, Ronnie Brondial in front of him.
Oh no, wild pass there by Aram. Causing the turnover, an easy layup for CJ
That's an
Perez.
offensive foul though, with Ronnie Brondial pushing Boy Aram out of the way.
Oh, so they're gonna nullify that shot.
Yeah, let's take a look at that again here, coach. Because watch Ronnie Brondial. 2 hands on Boy Aram.
Oh yeah. I mean, if he didn't push Boy Aram, that could have been a legal screen.
Yeah, if he just stood there.
Yep.
And that's been frustrating there for Coach Leo. That would have made it a 2-point game. But because of the 4-point line, Coach, it's only 1 possession.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of things can happen, and we know that CJ can make those shots. You know, it's 50% from that field.
Oh, and don't forget, they have Marshall Lassiter as well.
You're right. And sometimes Junmar.
Oh, yeah. No, we've seen Junmar make those shots. Here's Kelly. Robin Oftan against Andres Cahide. Great pass to the back.
All right.
Marshall, that was rare for him to be really caught unaware.
Yep. It's a good flex action play there by TNT. Getting that Batak open off that cut.
TNT in this 4th quarter, Coach, they have been very productive, especially when they get their 4 or their 5 guy with the ball at the free throw line, because there's so much movement going around.
Exactly. I was about to say that the execution of the play, they're waiting for San Miguel to make a mistake on defense, and that's where they are able to score or get a foul.
6-point game. Reynang Batak with the big free throws. Wami Chongson, now Junmar Fajardo. CJ Perez. Driving, attacking. Wami Chongson thought about it. Goes inside. Shot too tough. Junmar Fajardo fighting Kelly Williams. That'll be a jump ball.
Big break there for San Miguel. So TNT could not get hold of or get full control of that basketball.
Kelly Williams, just a reminder, he is very strong. Very strong. And the funny thing is, here in this matchup, I don't know who will win this jump ball.
Oh, definitely.
Athleticism's on the side of Kelly. The height for Junmar. And this could be a very important jump ball. And the ball falls the way up. They're gonna
give the ball to San Miguel.
Yeah. And Coach Chot Reyes, will he challenge? It doesn't look like it. And I believe TNT may have prepared for this set play for San Miguel, because the coaching staff of TNT are calling it right now. Let's see if they have the right counter.
Yep. Let's see if San Miguel goes to Junmar in the post.
Coach Leo indicated zipper. And Coach Yuri went up and said, this is what they're running. And so far, so good in terms of coverage here for TNT. But
there you
Wami
go.
Chongson says, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, Coach Chot saying, you know, we know that play. We called it. We could have anticipated that shot by Johnson, but nevertheless, San Miguel only down by 3.
Reynang Batak against Wami Chongson. Wami Chongson has been big this 4th quarter, Coach.
Yeah. Been burning those threes here in the second half.
Calvin Octana. Now to Simon Encisa. Simon!
Oh. Coach Chot was saying Batak has to really shadow or stay close to. Don't give him an inch. Stay close to him. Force him to put the ball down and attack the basket instead of making those threes.
Wami Chongson there with that triple a while ago. That replay you just saw. CJ Perez has been facilitating here for San Miguel. That's a tough look. Junmar Fajardo couldn't reach it. Good stop for TNT.
Yeah, CJ calling for a foul, but no fouls called there.
Still a lot of basketball to be played here. Calvin Oftana driving, attacking,
Wow.
and Junmar with a foul.
That's a strong drive there by Oftana. Was able to get a foul from Junmar. And Kelly is down.
You know, rarely is there a hard Junmar foul. And I would never want to be in the receiving end of that.
Definitely.
Let's take a look at that again. So, the bump there from Kahilig and knocked the wind out of Kelly Williams.
Yep. Oh, they're gonna challenge that foul on Junmar.
Well, we just saw the replay a while ago, Coach. Let's see if it will result in anything. Junmar Fajardo pleading his innocence with us. Well,
I mean, if Junmar says there's no foul, you have to believe him.
Well,
that's how nice he is.
I don't know.
It's like he doesn't tell a lie.
I agree. So right now, technology playing a part here for the San Miguel coaching staff.
Coaching staff looking at it on the slow-mo. They have their own review.
Oh, yeah. Sana tayo rin. I think they're watching us sa Pilipinas.
That's the beauty of technology right now.
But let's see what happens here, because there was Junmar did.
There was
bend
contact
forward.
on the
there
body.
was contact on the body for sure.
Yeah, but I'm not sure about the hands.
Yeah, let's see.
And it was Oftana who initiated that contact when he drove to the basket.
And the review was a bit longer than I guess we anticipated. Let's listen in.
The challenge made by San Miguel was not successful.
Not successful. Take a look at that again. There was that extension there.
Yep, yeah. His hands were down.
So 2 free throws here for Calvin. And even if they didn't win that challenge, you're going to be hoping that this freezes out Calvin.
Yeah.
But no problem there for Oftana.
Let's see the numbers of Oftana.
Calvin Oftana, 22 points to go with 19 rebounds and 6 assists. What a ball game.
Almost a 20-20 game for Oftana.
I'm going to correct that. Kaka-refresh lang ng feed ko. It's now 23 points and 19 rebounds.
Just one shy to have that 20-20 game.
CJ. Now Junmar. San Miguel need to get going here. CJ Perez, this could be big. And Calvin Oftana now has 20 rebounds to go with his 23 points.
Those are RHJ numbers.
Here's Calvin. Working on Kahili. Simon Enciso. 4 seconds on the shot clock. He's got to go. Simon on the attack. High off the glass.
Almost.
So good.
Oh, good break there for TNT.
The ball will go the way of the TNT Tropang 5G. San Miguel still trailing. Still a manageable deficit.
Yeah, they're going to review because it's in the last 2 minutes of the game. It's a good break for San Miguel because they don't have a challenge anymore.
Let's see. This ball don't lie. That's the miss from Simon.
Ooh. Oh, yeah. Could be Nambatak there.
I think I'll need to see that again.
Yeah. Because Chongson was trying to tip it to himself. But again,
our referees have more angles.
Oh, yes. They know better.
Can watch it slower. We'll let them decide. And this is an all-important possession.
Oh,
Coach.
yes, definitely.
Especially if TNT can score from this. The ball will stay with TNT.
Oh, okay. Good break there for TNT.
They're going to bring in more scorers here, talking about the San Miguel Beermen. So Rodney Brondial will check out in favor. Will check out. And Don Troliano will come in as well. So
more firepower for San Miguel.
You take a look at the San Miguel team. Wami Chongson, Don Troliano, Junmar Fajardo, CJ Perez, Marshall Lassiter. That's the 5. Reynang Bata, 8 seconds left of the shot clock, taking their time here. TNT driving past. And Reynang Bata unable to get that to go. Wami Chongsom with an all-important rebound. They played it forward to CJ Perez, attacking Simon and Ciso. He goes in, scores and one.
Again, good defense there by San Miguel, and that resulted in the transition basket by CJ Perez. As you can see here in the slow-mo, good finish. And,
there was a tap there on the arm.
Yep, that hit the arm of CJ Perez.
It wasn't forceful, but there was contact.
Oh, again, another miss from CJ.
Sorry miss there from the free throw line. Free throws have not been a friend here for the San Miguel Beermen. Shooting at a 13 of 9 clip. 13 of 20. Tana, Simon and Ciso. A basket here would be big. Here's Nambata to beat the buzzer.
Oh wow.
Oh, but look at that. Rebound attempt there. Rebound made. They were hoping for the 24-second shot clock violation.
Yep.
Reynang Bata to the corner.
A wide open Enciso. Yes. What a big shot there by Enciso.
Coming back to haunt the San Miguel Beermen. Simon and Ciso. Keeping the play alive, the TNT Tropang 5G never stopped playing, and Simon and Ciso found himself wide open for 3. 6-point lead, TNT with 49 seconds left in this one. The balls are out, we'll be right back. Just moments ago, 13 points, 2 rebounds, and 3 assists against his former team, the San Miguel Beermen. But we're not done here yet.
Yeah, Horuela was sent in to guard Yongson, who's been very hot here in the second half.
Marshall working against Kelly Williams. Gets free, drives in for an easy 2. One possession ball game here. The 4-point line in play.
We have almost close to 36 seconds remaining in this game. Get that first W for TNT. Let's see if they can finish it strong.
They need a stop. Talking about San Miguel.
San Miguel can still afford to give up a foul. They need it.
Kelly Williams thought about it. Enciso, the extra pass to R. Pogoy.
Yes.
Is that the dagger? R. Pogoy with a big triple. 13.4 left. R. Pogoy has been relatively quiet this game. But here he is making the biggest shots. 89-82. TNT up top. We'll be right back. points in this game. Let's take a look at our Pogoy. As soon as he drained that triple, family first. He turns around, points at his daughter.
Yeah, very inspiring. You know, he's been inspired by his daughter and also a newly born baby, right?
As right now, they need a big basket. Wami Chongson needs to work. They find Marshall. Marshall needs to pull up. Marshall on the attack. Forces it up. That's a 2, but that'll be too little, too late. 1.8 left here. And mathematically speaking, I don't think it's possible.
Yeah, but I think they're playing for the quotient.
Yes, they are.
They know how important it is when, you know, when if ever they get into those ties at the 8th spot.
What a game for the TNT Tropang 5G. 14 points, 6 rebounds for our Pogoy. He's only made 2 3-pointers, but that was a huge one.
Oh yes,
in the corner.
definitely. It's a huge one. It's a game changer for TNT, and that's going to be like an icing on the cake for them as they get their first win here in the All-Filipino Cup.
Well, for Coach Chot Reyes, this has to feel so good considering just how difficult the first few games were for them, Coach.
Yeah, if it's going to be a breakthrough game for them, especially when they play their next game.
89-84. And San Miguel will be hoping that they can limit, as we take a look at this here, that drive from Marshall Lassiter. At that point, you know, just make the lead as small as possible because quotient could matter, as you mentioned a while ago. This will be the second loss for San Miguel Beermen. They've only lost to title contenders so far.
Not sure if TNT would want to score in this play. Maybe just to get the ball in. That's it.
And I'll do it. TNT Tropang 5G with their first win in the Philippine Cup. After the name change to Tropang 5G, getting their win and making sure that the San Miguel Beermen are put on notice. What a ball game from that man in the middle of the screen. Calvin Oftana, he put up monster numbers today here, Coach.
Oh yes, that's the word, monster, as he put up those big numbers, 23, 21, 20 game and 6 assists. Just done a yeoman's job to keep this team to get their first win in this conference.
Calvin Oftana, what a performance from him. They lack the size, but they won the battles where it mattered most. Let's take a look at the games happening on Wednesday in just a bit. 89-84 in favor of the TNT Tropang 5G here today as Calvin Oftana. Fantastic job. Wednesday at Nino Aquino Stadium, Blackwater Bossing down on the Rain or Shine Lassa Painters, and then Barangay Ginebra taking on the NNX Road Warriors right after at 7:30 p.m. We'll be right back after this short break. Don't go away.
Sama-sama tayo, manlalaro, tapisyonado. Angat ang laban, everybody let's jam. Can't stop, level up, game plan, here we go. Angat ang laban, everybody let's jam. Can't stop, level up, game plan, here we go. Angat ang laban, game, PBA. Can't stop, level up, game plan, here we go. Angat ang laban. Angat ang laban, ha? Let's get it! Araw-araw nating tunggali lahat na ng pagsubok. Ikot, maniobra, di uurong subo lang ng subo. Game hanggang mapitika, liga ng ating bandila. Di paggigiba, pag mag-iba man ng dikta nitong digma. Ang tatag ng ating puwersa, puso pa rin ang pruweba. Todo ang suporta, flex motor, bilog ang bola. Nakatatak ang iyong itiketa, nakalapag sa likod ng atleta. Numero pero dala ang bandera, diretso sa kupa ang buwelta. Mga tagahanga, tagapamahala, mga veterano at mga pagdito. Pinakamismo at magagaling, walang aling. Pamilya at barkada, game ng umarangkada. Ito ang bagong tribo, let's go game tayo dito. Angat ang laban, everybody let's jam. Can't stop, level up, game plan, here we go. Angat ang laban, everybody let's jam. Can't stop, level up, game plan, here we go. Angat ang laban.
21 rebounds. Four, isa ka na lang sa last. Sa second.
TNT finally gets their first win in the Philippine Cup with a victory over SMB. Welcome to the post-game press conference, and I'm joined by our winning coach, Coach Chot Reyes, and our best player of the game, Calvin Aftana. Congratulations, gentlemen. Coach Chot, it was still in the year 2000 that TNT started with a 0-3 record. Now navigating through the different emotions that come into play in getting your first victory, is it a case of finding relief that you finally got your first win? Or were you just more satisfied with the way Calvin and the rest of the Tropang 5G played their hearts out today?
Obviously, there's relief to finally get a W, but it was a matter of us taking a close look at ourselves, just some real brutal reflection. And before the game, I told the players maybe we have it all wrong. Maybe we were trying to find the old TNT game. We were talking about why we can't do this, why we can't do that in our first 3 games. Until we realized that we can't go back to the old TNT game because this is a vastly different team. Without Jason and without Ronde, this is a very different team. So I told the players before the game, let's play our game with the players in this room, with who we have. And I think that simple realization worked wonders with the way the players played tonight, their effort and their fight. I just told the players, let's write our own story. Let's not write a story from the past or whatever. Let's write our own story, and hopefully this is the first step, the first chapter in that story.
Thank you, Coach Chot. Now, Calvin, nakita rin natin yung kakaibang effort mo to come up with your first double-double performance of the conference na may kasama pang career high in rebounds. Was it the thirst for your first win that fueled this, or was it also the help that you were getting from your teammates that made it very much possible?
Una sa lahat, thank you, Lord. It's just na, yun nga, sinabi ni Coach yesterday sa huddle namin is just show up. Yun yung bagay na talagang wala sa amin the past 3 games. Wala na si Ronde, wala na yung shot blocker namin, tsaka magre-rebound pa sa amin. So having said that, yun yung sinulat ko rin sa board namin. Coach asked us about ano yung ma-contribute pa namin. And Coach Josh remind me na contribute kami dalawan Roger sa rebounding. Kasi the more na makaka-rebound kami, the more makakontrol namin yung laro. And yun nga, career high ko sa rebound, pero I'm not looking for that. I'm just happy na nanalo na kami sa this conference. And hopefully, masustain namin to the rest of our games.
Misery meets momentum, and it was team that was miserable at the start who ended up happiest. Let's go into the first quarter here, where Kelly Williams showed us what their game plan was. Stretch Jumar out, get baskets from the perimeter.
Yeah, TNT was very locked in coming into this game. You could feel that sense of urgency in this game as they really were all locked in, and you could see the old TNT playing that defense.
Well, you know what? It didn't feel like that in that first quarter because CJ Perez went on a heater, scored double digits in the first quarter by himself. But then, this guy would come up, Calvin Aftana, with one of his 21 rebounds. It was a career high for Calvin Aftana, getting that tie the ball game up at 26-all going into the second quarter. And Kelly Williams, we gotta emphasize, we're not talking about him like we did our Bogoy, Calvin Aftana, and even Reyna Batak at times, but then he played such a big role today's win.
Oh, definitely. TNT played a wise decision to go 5 out, and that's the reason why Kelly was been shooting those 3-pointers.
He dragged out Junmar Fajardo, but then Marshall Laster would find a way here to score and try and just keep TNT in check. Unfortunately for them, it would be a +5 advantage for TNT in quarter number 2, and it'll be a +5 advantage going into the halftime break with Reyna Batak getting that triple to fall. Going into the halftime break, it was a 5-point lead for TNT. And in the third quarter, a familiar face was a thorn in the side for San Miguel. Simon Enciso with a 3-pointer there. And we saw Jumar Fajardo get in on the action here in this particular possession. But Coach, you were talking about it a while ago. Jumar Fajardo probably not getting involved in the offense early enough for San Miguel.
Yeah, I think that's one of the reasons why the offense of San Miguel was not in sync. And as you can see there, those snipings of Tana really hurting San Miguel here in the third.
Galvin of Tana, in the third quarter in particular, Coach, he was able to put the team on his back. There he is, padding his stats, getting a miss, and then his rebound, and another basket there for Calvin of Tana. What a quarter from him. And then in the fourth quarter, there was a bit of a comeback here for the San Miguel Beermen. With around halfway through the fourth quarter, guys like CJ Perez and Wami Chongson in particular came to life.
Yep, there was an 8-0 run that cut the lead to 3. And again, very methodical was TNT. Look at those shots by Chongson that got them close to TNT.
And when TNT felt that San Miguel were knocking on the door, this was a possession kept alive by our Pogoy. And then it was Simon Enciso who was wide open in the corner. What a find from Stingray Nambata. And Enciso made it a 6-point game. But this was the dagger. RR Pogoy with the basket. And RR helps deliver the first win of TNT in this Philippine